talk about Windows 11. Now, today, Windows 11 is the newest operating system that just recently came out, and I want to show you how to go about upgrading to Windows 11. Now, before you can do that, you need to have a good system for this to run. You need to have the latest hardware for it. Now, if you have a real old computer system, it might not run on your current system. Now, some of you right now are running Windows 7 right now, and Windows 7 is completely discontinued. So Microsoft is no longer supporting it, and some of you upgrade to Windows 10. Now, if you want to run Windows 11 on your computer system, and it does have the capabilities for it. Unfortunately, it won't upgrade you from Windows 7 to Windows 11. There's no way to go about it. Microsoft won't let you. In order for that to work, you need to be running Windows 10 in order for that to work. Now, I can go ahead and give you the way to go about it if you have Windows 7 or you have Windows 10. I'll show you how to do it. Now, first off, we need to know if you're still running Windows 7 or Windows 10. Now, for Windows 7, usually you have the little logo down at the bottom as you see here. If you're running Windows like Windows 7, you'll have the little circle one. If you're running Windows 8 or Windows 10, you'll have this here. Now, if you want to, I'll go ahead and show you how to go about it. Now, Windows 7, you can upgrade here. And when it comes to these guys, it's called CNET. You go cnet.com, and I'll show you step by step on how to go from 7 to 10 without any issues. And you can read up on it. Just look for CNET. They're very good on their information when it comes to finding how to run different types of software, antivirus programs, and so forth. But if you want to do that, you can look them up. They can give you step by step on how to run Windows 10 if you want to do that, or I can run you through. Now, for Windows 10, you will need to actually download the Windows 10 installation software. Now, you can go about it two ways. You can actually download the file directly into your computer system, or download it onto your computer, and it'll run the installation for you. Now, for that, you can do that as long as you're running Windows 7. Now, here it'll tell you can go ahead and download. Now, you want to create like a USB thumb drive for later, and to have it as a backup just in case you need to reinstall Windows 10, you can do that. And here it'll give you all the installation information you need for this here if you run it on a different computer. If you want to use a USB thumb drive, make sure that you have enough space on it. Here it'll tell you right here, a blank USB flash drive for at least 8 gigs of space, or a blank DVD. So you can do a DVD if need be from one computer to another. As long as you have 8 gigs of space, you should be good. Some people want to have more, just be on the safe side. And just make sure you have the requirements to run Windows 10 on your computer system. It can be 64-bit or 32-bit computer system. When it comes to your computer, it depends on Windows 7 and Windows 10, it'll be different. But Windows 7, they usually have an icon on your computer system, right clicking about this computer. Usually it'll tell you if you run Windows 7 and what kind of processor you have. As long as you have all the system requirements on your computer system, you can run Windows 10 just fine. If you don't meet the requirements, you still run Windows 10, I will say you must make sure you run enough memory on it, like upgrade your memory, maybe your hard drive space as well if your hard drive space is low. Make sure you have these on here, because you'll run into a lot of problems later on down the road if you have that. The current computer system right now I'm running is Windows 10. It's an older system, but it will run Windows 10 because I do have the ability on that because I upgraded my system. Now, once you have all that here, you can do the download right here. Once you click on it, it will go ahead and install the files on your computer system. Once you save it, it'll go ahead and download it for you. And this is the current version of Windows, a 7 you have. So if you have the current edition is these here, it will go ahead and install Windows 10 for you. But you must have these ones here in order for you to do that. Now, once you download it, you run the installation. It will ask you what you want to do as far as in that. If you want to create a media disk or USB, it will go ahead and do that for you. Make sure you select the one that you have. Make sure you don't have anything on it. Now here's an example here. This is a USB thumb drive I have here. It was already connected to my computer, but this is what you need. Something like this here. It don't have to be the exact same brand. Be any brand that you have from a computer store, Best Buy, like that, or you can go to Walmart. You can pick one up from there. Once you do that, go ahead and run the installation for Windows 10. Follow the prompts on how to do that, and you'll be able to do that just fine with no problems. Now, once you get that done, you have a fresh install of Windows 10 from Windows 7. You're good to go. You have no problems. Now, I know you're looking at me and say, okay, well, you talk about Windows 11. All right. From this point on, you can go ahead and upgrade to Windows 11. Now, if you have Windows 10 already, you're great. You go through the same thing. You can create a USB thumb drive, or you can go ahead and just install it directly on your computer. Depends on what you're doing. Now, from here, you go ahead and download it. And it gives you an option to download it here. It gives you the steps by steps on how to do it if you're trying to do it on a little flash drive like I was mentioning before. Or you can go here, and if you want to run it directly off your computer here, it'll tell you what you need to do. You must have at least Windows 10 license, and you will have that on your computer already, because when you download Windows 10 and install it, Microsoft will automatically give you a key for that. So you'll be good to go. And you must have the latest version of Windows 10, all the latest security updates. If you have a version 2004, or I should say less than 2004 in there, it will not install. Just go ahead and do what it says here. Select run and go from there. You must accept install, and you can go ahead and restart your computer and let it finish installing, and it should go from there. Now, the only catch about Windows 11 is it will not run on a 32-bit processor. It must be a 64-bit processor before it will work. Now, some processors will be 32 or 64 when it comes to the operating system. It will run either one, but the actual processor must be a 64-bit operating system. Now, if you're not sure if your computer system has the specs, usually Windows 10 will have the specs for you on your computer. If I go here, you can go into your control panel, and you'll see something about your computer. It'll tell you your specs here, like your processor, how much memory you have here, what kind of system you have here. 64-bit operating system, x64 base processor. That means my processor is a 64-bit processor. So I'm able to do the Windows update if need be, as far as in Windows 11 on the processor. But the other recommendations as far as in the hardware, if I do not have it, it will not install. Now, as far as in this here, you can go here to Windows or just a Microsoft website here. It'll tell you what your specifications will be. It'll tell you you must have 10, 2004 or later upgrade, 1 gigahertz processor or faster. You must have 2 cores on a compatible 64 processor. If you do not have that, it will not work on your system. RAM is 4 gigs, but I would recommend at least about 8 to 10 gigs on your system there, because you'll be installing other programs. 4 gigs is just the installation and run the operating system itself. You're going to be running like your antivirus program and other programs in the background. It's going to eat up this 4 gigs you have here. So I would recommend you upgrading your memory if you decide you want to go that. Storage is going to be 64 gigs or larger. Just make sure you have a large hard drive on there. Most people have between 500 gigs or at least 1 terabyte of hard drive space, depending on what you're doing. So if you have these specs on your computer system here, as far as in Windows 10 already, then you're set. But if you do not have this, you will not be able to run Windows 11 at all. It will tell you when it comes to trying to install it. Now, if I go to Windows Update Settings, what it's doing basically, it's going through and checking for my updates. Now, with this recently here, I just did mine. Mine says up to date. On the side here, you'll see it says this PC currently doesn't meet the requirements to run Windows 11. Now, if you click on PC Health Check, it'll tell you what you need to do as far as in that there. And I'll tell you you can install the health check to see what you need to do to upgrade your computer for the system, especially if you're running Windows 10. It'll let you know. Once you do that, you figure out what you need to do for Windows 11. It'll go ahead and let you install Windows 11 with no problems. Now, go through the process, like I said before, to upgrade to Windows 11. Once you've done that, then you're able to do what you need to do to get it all done. You install your programs like normal. Now, one thing they don't mention to you when it comes to your computer, because most computers these days you have is a Windows key. Now, the Windows key is what you need to do is install Windows on your computer system. Windows 7, Windows 10, Windows 8, even Windows 11 have its own key. You will not see this key when you upgrade. Windows 11, Windows 10 will automatically give you a key and install it in your computer system in the background. You won't know it. Now, they won't tell you how to go about getting this key, just in case you need to reinstall it. If you need to reinstall it, it's a way to go about it, but you have to have system rights in order to do this. It's a command you can type into your command prompt. Now, if you want to do that, I do have a photo of that already done. If you see here, you type this command down here. Once you type this in, you hit the enter key. What you see in red right here is the product key that came up on my computer system. Of course, for security reasons, I don't want my key to be leaked out. I went ahead and just crossed that out. So you type this path here, it will go ahead and produce that key. So later on down the road, if you need to reinstall your Windows operating system there, you'll have the key to backup. You can write it down, copy it somewhere, print it out, whichever you want to do. It will actually have that key for you, and you can go ahead and save that for later, just in case you need to reinstall it. So once that's done, you're good to go, and you can reinstall Windows whenever you want. Me personally, when it comes to me, it'd be like maybe once a year I reinstall Windows. Over time, you get a lot of junk and whatnot left over from previous installs that you have on there, and doesn't always clean it out and cause issues with your computer system. That's just me. That's my preference. Other people reinstall their computer system because Windows is acting up. So that's a way to get your key. So if you have Windows 7, Windows 10, Windows 11, even Windows 8, you run that command, it'll give you a Windows key, and you can store it for later. So hopefully you'll be able to get this installed on your computer system. If you already have Windows 10, more than likely you'll be able to run Windows 11. Just make sure you have the memory for it and the hard drive space and the hardware for it. If you don't have any of that, Windows 11 will not install. But if you're just trying to get away from Windows 7 due to the fact that it's no longer supported by Microsoft, go ahead and go by step on how to download Windows 10. Oh, I also have a blog created as well too. I will post that online, and I will also have the link at the bottom of the video. Feel free to have your comments on that, and I'm more than happy to answer anything you have when it comes to Windows 10 or Windows 11, even Windows 7, if you have any questions on how to go about it. Well, thank you guys for coming to Joe's Tech Corner.